Ever wonder why when popular entertainers go on tour, they only touch 2 or 3 cities in Nigeria before going abroad? Well, today on the show, comedian Bovi gives us insight into this matter as well as his thoughts on comedy shows in Nigeria. Take a listen.
The police is your friend.
We don't have any reason to live. Give us just one reason for which we shouldn't jump.
If you jump, you will die. And when you die, they will take you to mortuary. And in the mortuary, no light. And they have generator, but no fuel. So your body will smell.
I'd rather smell that liver bag.
With majority of entertainment shows taking place in Lagos State, popular humorist Bovi, whose popular show Man on Fire was staged in Port Harcourt for the first time, is attempting to give insight into the trend.
I'm sure my daddy will not like police officer.
I'm not the policeman. No, I retired many years ago. It's my pension I want to collect. That's why I wear this uniform. I'm not in the police. Come on, go meet your pa. Let's go.
Officer, look at the camera over there. You've been pranked. It's a joke. We wanted to see how quickly the Nigerian police will respond to crisis. And you actually did a pretty good job. You were great.
Oftentimes, when entertainers go on tour, they only stage shows in few states in Nigeria before going outside the shores of the country. Bovi explains there is a risk factor involved in deciding on tour logistics.
Those of us who are comedians know that lately things have started to take a dangerous turn in the sense that people have shows but they don't get to do the shows. Other comedians get to become the headliners of the show. So if a show is running by your name, even if you have artists featuring in that show, you should do a large chunk of the job to hone your craft. Being a comedian is not about putting up a show for others to perform for you. Being a comedian is about putting up a show for you to have your own delivery, your own Bible, your own say. A comedian has got to make money to eat. So if a comedian is not making money from performing at shows, then they want to host their own shows so that they can make money. You know, where they are getting wrong is in hosting the shows and not performing. There are different schools of thoughts when it comes to what comedy should be like. Ogus, Basket Mouth, myself, I Go Die, I Go Save, Bucci, a few other of the cats out there belong to the school of thoughts where that believe that for you to do a show, you have to also perform as well. So if other comedians toe that part, there are many of them towing that part actually. There's a cappella, for example, you know, who did his one-man show last year. So if we toe that school of thoughts, then the future is bright. If we don't, as a collective body, we might just be extinct in a matter of time.
Okay. Go back to school, be good, be good, be a good student, and greet your daddy for me.
Thank you, ma'am. Wait, come. If you don't mind me asking, what is it that she's studying?
She's studying for a degree.
What kind of degree?
It's what she told you she studies.
What are you studying?
Mass
What are you studying? Mass com.
Really?
The Benin-born act also lends his voice to the conversation on the trend in the comedy circle, which sees comedians host their headline shows with more music acts on the bill. In a recent chat with Entertainment News at a comedy show in Lagos, Bovi aired his views on this with an insider view on how the pattern came to the industry.
That has been the case in several situations, but basically all that is changing now, especially because the musicians are doing their own shows and the musicians are expensive now. But you can't blame comedians completely because those who started it got the audience used to coming to shows to also enjoy music as well. You know, but the truth is that these are two distinct arts, two separate entities. They may be able to merge, but it has to be very systematic. Like for comedy shows, we think what works best is live music, not concert kind of music. You know, comedy shows are for people to come and relax and have a good time. So by the time you jack it up and put music of a pop star, it's too many things put together as one. Music should be music, comedy should be comedy.
Bovi, whose career kicked off in 2007, has risen to become one of the most sought-after comedians in the industry, with his headline show, Man on Fire, as one of the biggest in the country.
Knock for door, you know they open. All the people they walk, she don't know them. You know they open.
We don't even talk anymore.
You know they talk again.
We don't even talk anymore.
Nothing.
This is a big risk. Big risk in the sense that we decided to be bold. I've done it 3 times in Lagos. I've taken it abroad, and this year I'm going abroad. So I'm like, okay, for the first time, I should do it outside Lagos, and I chose to do it in Port Harcourt. We also want to do Abuja, but it is a big risk. But it's a risk worth taking because we love what we do, we're passionate about what we do. It's not really about the money, it's about growing the brand and reaching out to fans who can come to Lagos. So yes, it's a big risk. If we make money, only time will tell. If I make money, you will know.
Pastor Sam,
Yeah.
I want to bless you.
Oh, God bless you, my sister. In fact, in the book of the Bible,
Okay.
God said that when you sow into the man of God's life, he will replenish you.
Pastor,
He believes the future of comedy in Nigeria is closely tied to the ability of comic acts to hone their skills and deliver world-standard performance.
And in what appears like a pat on the back type acknowledgement, the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has paid tribute to the very impressive works of the Nigerian creative community. The Vice President, while speaking at the 2018 edition of the platform tagged Get Involved, recognized the different efforts of the many arms of Nigeria's booming creative industry, including music, movies, and the burgeoning social media skit creators. He lauds these entertainers for quantum contribution to the redefinition of the country's image.
And then there is the entertainment industry, whose main advantage lies in how it transcends tribe, tongue, and location to bring joy to the screens of millions of Nigerians. Think how much bliss the music videos of Clarence Peters and the best-selling comedies of Ayo Makun, AY, Basket Mouth, Apororo, Chioma Emeruwa, Chigal, Fowls the Bad Guy, Funke Akindele, Jennifer, and the talented singer and comedian Kenny Black have brought to audiences at home and abroad. All of these people they proudly fly our flag, and they make us proud. Of course, one of our favorites, especially at the villa, is the one that you just saw, Senator MC Togowaye, His Excellency the President. His impersonations of the President has the President himself nearly falling off his chair with laughter. And then there's the newest generation emerging as we speak on Instagram and WhatsApp, like Lasisi Eleno, something just happened right now. The credit for taking Nigerian music to the world must go to stars like Tiwa Savage, Davido, Olamide, Wizkid, Waje, and so many others. Their creativity and talent has benefited our nation's image and put the spring in the steps of so many young and aspiring entertainers. As government, our business is to create the environment for entrepreneurs to do business, to work on access to cheap credit, and on providing the infrastructure, especially power, and greater broadband penetration.